Jack Harlow wiped sweat from his forehead as he pushed the cleaning cart down the cold metal corridor of Outpost Sigma 9. The mop handle rattled against the cart's side with each step. 3 years ago, he'd been a respected xenolinguist with a promising career. Now he cleaned toilets and mopped floors. Maintenance access required in Section 12B, announced the station AI. Jack sighed and turned his cart toward the restricted archives. His security badge still worked there, a small oversight no one had bothered to correct when they stripped him of his credentials. After all, who cared if the janitor entered the dusty room full of alien artifacts? He was just there to clean. The archive doors hissed open. Inside, glass cases lined the walls, filled with objects from 100 different worlds. Jack had been fascinated by them once. Now they were just more surfaces to dust. He noticed the Vexari historian TAKZ, hunched over a workstation in the corner. The alien's 4 eyes were focused on a small container. Jack kept his head down and began mopping near the entrance. Useless, TAKZ muttered, his translator making the word sound harsh and metallic. Another dead end. The alien stood and stretched his long limbs before walking out, not even glancing at Jack. The door sealed shut behind him. Jack waited a moment, then moved toward the workstation. Old habits died hard. He still craved knowledge, even if the scientific community had labeled his theories dangerous and irresponsible. On the table sat a small black cube covered in swirling symbols. Jack recognized the containment unit, designed for artifacts that caused neurological distress in certain species. He'd seen aliens react badly to particular patterns before. Some symbols triggered migraines or seizures in specific species. Jack picked up the cube, turning it in his hands. The symbols shifted and flowed across its surface like liquid. He could read them easily. More than that, he understood the joke embedded in the ancient text, a play on words about cosmic creation that was actually quite clever. He laughed out loud. "Put that down immediately." TAKZ's voice cracked with panic from the doorway. The Vexari historian had returned, and all 4 of his eyes were wide with shock. "How are you touching that without protection?" Jack set the cube down slowly. "I was just cleaning." "You were reading it," TAKZ said, backing away. "No sentient being can read that without neural collapse. The symbols are toxic to organized consciousness." "I feel fine," Jack said. TAKZ approached cautiously, his outer membrane paling to a sickly green. "You laughed. Why did you laugh?" "Because it's funny. It's a joke about the universe being an accident." The alien's breathing tubes fluttered rapidly. "Impossible. Those symbols have killed researchers. We've never deciphered more than fragments without neural shielding." Jack shrugged. "Maybe humans are wired differently." TAKZ moved closer, fascination overcoming fear. "What else does it say?" Before Jack could answer, the station's alarm system blared to life. Red emergency lights pulsed along the corridors. "Unidentified vessels detected," announced the AI. "Multiple signatures, defensive protocols engaged." TAKZ rushed to a nearby terminal. "By the void," he whispered. "It's a fleet." Hundreds of ships just appeared at the edge of the system. Jack felt a chill run down his spine as he looked back at the cube. The symbols had changed, now showing what looked like battle formations and weapon schematics. "They're coming," he said, suddenly understanding. "And I think this tells us how to fight them." Jack sat under the harsh lights of the interrogation room. 4 military officers stared at him from across the metal table. Their faces showed a mix of doubt and desperation. "Run through it again," said General Harris, a tall woman with short gray hair. "You can read these symbols that cause brain damage to other species?" "Yes," Jack said. "I don't know why, but they make perfect sense to me." The youngest officer, Lieutenant Reyes, leaned forward. "And you think they contain information about the invaders?" "I know they do," Jack insisted. The cube showed battle plans, weapon designs. "It's like a military handbook." A loud boom shook the room. Dust fell from the ceiling. The officers exchanged worried glances. "That's the 3rd outpost they've hit," said Commander Wu, checking his tablet. "The Scourge fleet is moving faster than we predicted." General Harris stood up. "Take him to the artifact vault. If he can read one, maybe he can read others." Two armed guards escorted Jack through the station's emergency tunnels. Above them, the battle raged. The floor trembled with each impact. They reached a massive vault door that slowly swung open to reveal rows of shelves filled with alien objects. "We've collected these for decades," explained Dr. Patel, the head researcher. "Most are harmless. Some are dangerous. The ones with toxic script are in the red containers." Jack moved directly to a large red box. Inside was a metal sphere covered in the same flowing symbols as the cube. As he touched it, the symbols rearranged themselves. "It's responding to me," he said. Dr. Patel watched from a safe distance. "What does it say?" Jack's eyes widened as he read. "We were made for this. Humans were engineered by another race. They created us specifically to fight the scourge." "That's impossible," Dr. Patel said. "It says our neural pathways were designed to process the toxic script. We're immune because we were built to be the readers." Jack turned the sphere in his hands. "There are defense systems hidden throughout human space. This shows how to activate them." The station shook violently. Emergency lights flashed. "The Scourge have breached the outer defenses," announced the station AI. "All personnel evacuate to emergency shelters." "We need to activate these defenses now," Jack said. General Harris appeared at the door. "Show me." Jack pointed to a diagram forming on the sphere. "There's a system nearby, hidden in the moon of Titan 6. If I can reach it." "You're going," Harris decided. "We're out of options." Within an hour, Jack found himself aboard a small stealth ship heading for Titan 6. The pilot navigated through debris fields of destroyed human vessels. Through the view screen, Jack watched a Scourge destroyer cut a human cruiser in half with a beam of white energy. They landed on Titan 6's largest moon. Jack followed the sphere's instructions, leading them to an ancient structure buried beneath the surface. Inside, they found a control room with a single pedestal. "This is it," Jack said, placing his hand on the pedestal. The room hummed to life. Symbols appeared on the walls, flowing like water. Jack felt a sharp pain in his head as information flooded his mind. His nose began to bleed. "Are you okay?" asked Lieutenant Reyes. Jack nodded, fighting through the pain. The pedestal glowed brighter. Outside, a massive energy shield expanded from the moon, engulfing the nearby Scourge ships. They froze in space, weapons disabled. "It worked," Reyes whispered. Jack collapsed to his knees. The pain was unbearable now. He looked down at his arms and saw strange patterns forming beneath his skin, like circuitry spreading through his veins. "What's happening to me?" he gasped as darkness closed in around him. Jack opened his eyes to the steady beep of medical equipment. White ceiling tiles came into focus above him. His body felt strange, like his skin was too tight. "He's awake," said a nurse, moving quickly to check his vitals. Admiral Frank Donovan stepped into view. His weathered face showed both relief and concern. "Welcome back, Harlow. You've been out for 3 days." Jack tried to sit up. His arms were covered in strange metallic patterns that pulsed with faint blue light. "What's happening to me?" "We don't know exactly," Donovan said. "But you're not the only one. Every human who's interacted with the toxic script is changing." A doctor approached with a scanner. "Your DNA is being rewritten. The ancient technology is integrating with your cellular structure." Jack flexed his fingers. He could feel new strength in them. "The defense system on Titan 6 is still working?" Donovan nodded. "It's held the Scourge back in that sector, but they're attacking elsewhere. We need more of these systems activated." The doctor showed Jack a tablet with images of other humans. Their skin showed the same circuit-like patterns. Some are handling the changes better than others. 2 have died already. Jack swung his legs off the bed. "I need to find more systems." "The Galactic Council has voted to quarantine all humans," Donovan said. "They're afraid of what we're becoming." "They should be afraid of the Scourge," Jack replied. Within hours, Jack was briefing a team of 20 readers, humans who could interpret the toxic script. Each showed varying degrees of the same transformation. "The artifacts point to defense systems on 7 planets," Jack explained, projecting a star map. We'll split into teams. Each system we activate weakens the Scourge fleet. A familiar face approached him after the briefing. Liam Carter, Jack's childhood friend, now a military officer. "Never thought I'd see you leading a mission," Liam said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Last I heard, you were mopping floors." "Things change," Jack replied, studying his old friend. Something felt off. "I've been assigned to your team," Liam said. Just like old times, their team deployed to Proxima Station, the last human outpost before Earth. From the station windows, they watched distant flashes of battle. The Scourge were getting closer to humanity's homeworld. Jack felt a sharp pain in his chest. He coughed, and blood spattered his hand. "The changes are killing you," said Dr. Vega, the team's medical officer. She showed him a scan of his organs. "Your body is fighting the transformation. How long do I have?" "Days. Maybe a week." Jack wiped the blood away. "Then we work faster." Their research led them to a shocking discovery. Earth itself contained the largest defense system of all, one that required a full neural interface. "The ancient engineers built their final weapon into our home planet," Jack told the team. "If we can activate it, we can stop the Scourge completely." That night, as they prepared to return to Earth, Jack found Liam in the communications room, transmitting encrypted data. "What are you doing?" Jack asked. Liam spun around, drawing his weapon. "You weren't supposed to see this. Who are you sending that to?" "There are those who believe humans are too dangerous to exist," Liam said. "The ancient technology wasn't meant for us to control." Jack felt betrayed and angry. "You're working with alien separatists?" "They're right, Jack. Look at what's happening to you, to all of us. We're becoming weapons." An alarm blared through the station. "Scourge vessels detected on approach," announced the AI. "They knew exactly where to find us," Jack realized. "You told them." Liam aimed his weapon at Jack's heart. "The Scourge are heading to Earth next. There's nothing you can do to stop them." Jack lunged forward as the station shook from the first Scourge attack. His enhanced reflexes surprised even him as he knocked Liam's weapon aside. The shot went wide, burning a hole in the wall. "You don't understand what you're doing," Jack said, pinning Liam against the console. "I understand perfectly," Liam spat back. "Those patterns in your skin? They're not just changing you, they're replacing you." Another blast rocked the station. The lights flickered. "We need to evacuate," shouted Dr. Vega from the doorway. She looked at the two men fighting, confusion on her face. "Liam betrayed us," Jack said, coughing up more blood. The metallic patterns on his skin pulsed brighter with each cough. Alarms blared as they raced to the emergency shuttles. The remaining team members crowded into the last functional ship. Through the viewport, they watched Proxima Station break apart under Scourge fire. "Set course for Earth," Jack ordered the pilot. "Earth? That's where the Scourge are heading," protested one of the readers. "Exactly," Jack said. "We need to get there first." The shuttle jumped to hyperspace. Jack strapped Liam to a seat in the cargo hold. "Why?" Jack asked simply. Liam looked at him with pity. "The aliens who helped create humans told us the truth. The toxic script isn't a weapon manual. It's a transfer protocol." Jack felt a chill. "What does that mean?" "The ancient defenders didn't just die out. They uploaded their consciousness into the defense network, waiting for the right vessels." Liam nodded at Jack's transformed skin. "That's what's happening to you. You're becoming them." On the bridge, Dr. Vega monitored Jack's deteriorating condition. "Your major organs are failing. The transformation is accelerating." Jack wiped blood from his nose. "How long until we reach Earth?" 6 hours, said the pilot. "But the Scourge will be right behind us." News reports flooded in as they approached Earth. Panic had spread across the planet. Some nations had launched nuclear weapons at the approaching Scourge ships with no effect. Riots broke out in major cities. Jack studied the ancient artifacts they'd brought. The final defense system is hidden beneath the Mariana Trench. It's the original site where humans were engineered. Their shuttle broke through Earth's atmosphere just as the first Scourge ships appeared in orbit. The sky turned red with weapons fire. Fighter jets scrambled to meet the invaders but were quickly destroyed. They landed at a naval base in the Pacific. Admiral Donovan met them with a small force. Most of the fleet is gone, he reported grimly. We're down to our last options. Jack showed him the location of the underwater facility. I need to get there now. A submarine was prepared. As they descended into the dark waters, Jack felt his body failing. The circuit patterns now covered most of his skin, glowing bright enough to light the submarine's interior. What happens when we activate this system? Dr. Vega asked. I'm not sure, Jack admitted, but Liam said something about a transfer protocol. They reached the bottom of the trench. Hidden among the rocks was an ancient structure, its architecture unlike anything human. Inside, they found a vast chamber with a central platform. Jack stepped onto it, feeling a connection immediately. Symbols appeared all around him, flowing through the air like living things. This is it, he said. The final defense. Jack, Dr. Vega said urgently. Your readings are critical. If you do this, you might not survive. Above them, they could feel the vibrations of the battle for Earth. Millions would die if the Scourge won. Jack placed his hands on the control surfaces. Sometimes one life is worth sacrificing for many. The platform activated. Jack screamed as energy surged through him. The circuit patterns on his skin burned white hot. Across the planet, every human simultaneously collapsed to the ground. Jack floated in a vast space filled with light. His body no longer hurt. The circuit patterns that had spread across his skin now extended outward like glowing roots, connecting him to everything. We have waited so long, said a voice that seemed to come from everywhere. Shapes formed in the light. They looked almost human, but more refined, perfect in their symmetry. You are the ancient defenders, Jack said. We are what remains of them, the closest figure replied. Echoes preserved in the network, waiting for the right vessels to return. Jack understood now. You created humans as your backup plan. You knew the Scourge would return someday. Yes, we engineered your species to appear harmless until needed. The joke you laughed at was a recognition code, proof that humans had evolved exactly as designed. Jack saw images of Earth. Every human lay motionless, their minds connected to this same network. Above them, the Scourge fleet surrounded the planet. You plan to replace us, Jack said. Take over our bodies and fight your old war. It is necessary. The Scourge cannot be allowed to spread further. Jack felt anger rise within him. We're not just empty vessels for you to use. We're alive. We have our own lives, our own purpose. Your purpose was always to serve as our final weapon. No, Jack said firmly. I won't let you erase humanity. There must be another way. The ancient consciousness pressed against his mind. You cannot stop the protocol. It has already begun. Jack pushed back with all his will. I propose something different. A partnership. Symbiosis instead of replacement. The light flickered as the ancient minds considered his words. The Scourge are attacking now, one said. There is no time for debate. Then let me show you, Jack said. He opened his memories to them. His childhood with Liam. His years studying alien languages. His pain when the scientific community rejected him. His determination when he discovered the truth. All the beauty and struggle of human existence flowed from him. The ancient consciousness hesitated. Your species is young, but resilient. Perhaps there is value in preservation. Let us fight together, Jack urged. Your knowledge, our bodies, a true alliance. On Earth, something remarkable happened. Every human simultaneously opened their eyes. They stood as one, their skin glowing with the same circuit patterns as Jack's. But they were still themselves, their minds enhanced rather than replaced. A massive energy wave emanated from Earth, expanding outward to engulf the Scourge fleet. Their ships froze in space, weapons and engines disabled. In the mental landscape, Jack felt the agreement form between humanity and the ancient defenders, a contract written in the toxic script that only humans could read. Jack returned to his body in the underwater facility. Dr. Vega helped him stand. What happened? She asked. Everyone on Earth collapsed and then woke up with those patterns on their skin. We made a deal, Jack said. We're still us, but more than we were before. Military ships captured the disabled Scourge vessels. Jack stood face to face with their leader, a tall being with pale skin and 4 arms. You were supposed to be extinct, the Scourge leader hissed. The defenders died eons ago. They found a way to survive, Jack replied, just as you did. You don't understand. We've been running for centuries. From what? The Scourge leader's eyes showed genuine fear. There is something worse than us out there, something that consumes entire galaxies. We needed your world as a fortress. Jack laughed, the sound echoing in the metal room. The Scourge leader flinched at the sound. What amuses you, human? Cosmic irony, Jack said. We were designed to save the galaxy from you, but it seems our real test is yet to come. In orbit above Earth, the stars shifted as something vast moved among them.